Thumbnail. Okay.
Hey, hopefully it's fixed. Okay, sorry about that, guys. So the iPad decided that it just wanted to explode. So, yeah. And it's still not updating because the comments are not on the iPad, but they're on the phone. So I guess we're just going to go with this. Sharktopus, thanks for joining back. Um, so yeah. Wonderful tech streams. So I guess we're just going to sum it up real quick. All three of us really like this movie. And our first point of discussion was talking about how, in some opinions, this movie's kind of a slog to get through when I take off the unbiasedness glasses, but the biasedness glasses and the childhood and nostalgic me loves this movie a lot. It was one of my first ones. And now Matt was talking about his counterpoint to that. So, Matt, do you want to take over?
Yes.
Sweet.
I'll get really cut away this time. I was leading up to the point that for me, it doesn't ever feel like a slog in that whole first hour, just because I love the characters, man. They're so fun to follow. They're interesting. You get I forget his name already. It's one of the soldiers in the museum talking about the dinosaur, and you got the book writer scooping in on it. I just like him. So it was really easy to get through the first hour. And of course, when the what do they call themselves? The Futurians, something like that.
Mm-hmm.
Future people. When they show up is where it picks up for me a lot. That's kind of my little kaiju kind of pace.
Okay. Joseph, what do you think?
I need laser beams.
What?
Laser beams, you fool.
Laser beams. There's no laser beams.
Oh, man.
Are we still tweaking? In the comments? Are we good?
We're fine here.
Well, we might be fine on our end, but it might not be fine for them.
No, just check the stream. You're fine.
Okay. This movie sure keeps me hooked. Nice. Good.
Well, it's like I said before, it's been a while since I've seen the movie, but from what I remember, it was pretty cool. The underwater scenes were, I guess, decent. Something that I haven't seen before with a Godzilla, like fully submerged in the water. I mean, with the exception of Sea Monster, but this is like a lot better in effects-wise.
Mm-hmm.
Kawakita, you beautiful soul.
That is very true. It does have the first full Godzilla underwater scene since ever. Otherwise, we've only had top half suits and stuff.
Oh.
I believe.
Yeah, the rest are top half.
Isn't there a scene in 89? No.
Oh, yeah, but that was like just a small little segue.
Yeah, the segue.
Miniature puppet, I guess.
Oh, okay. Yep, that's what it was.
A little swim by.
Yeah.
Yep. So this is the first time since Ebera that Toho uses the water filter and they make the underwater set, which is super cool. And we'll definitely talk about that a little bit later when we get into the actual tokusatsu effects of the film and we actually talk about the details of it. Very, very, very nice looking film, though, I'll say right now. So the plot to all of us isn't really that hard to get through, which is fine. It's all an opinion thing. I really do like the film. I like its mystery. And Matt kind of already started on our next point, the characters. I think the acting in this film, it's really strong, actually. I really enjoy all the actors and actresses. I like all the older faces, kind of the returning faces from this film. There's a few people, even looking at the IMDb page, like the main protagonist of 74 is in this film. I didn't know that. Mr. Let me get IBM. I'm not giving you a rating right now. Professor Mizaki is Kadashuki Sasaki, excuse me, he's the lead from 75. So another connecting point between the last 3 episodes. We went from 74 to 75, and then we have the main protagonist from 75 in this movie as well, which is really cool. I never realized that because I'm terrible. We also, just kind of looking at the cast from here, the captain from Ultraman 66 is also one of the main kind of side characters in this film.
Really?
Yep. Akiji Kobayashi. He's
Oh.
the
leader of the space patrol, right?
Yep, the captain of space control, and his character, he's kind of like the guy that's always in the beginning when they pull everyone before they go in time travel. He's one of the guys that's talking through with them at the desk with the prime minister, and I think the general as well as there as well. No, he's not, and the prime minister's not there yet. So there's a few there. We have Chuck Wilson,
Kenji Sahara.
Yep, Kenji Sahara. Holy cow, there's a lot of like older. Yep, Kenji Sahara just popped up on here that I recognize. Satsuma's obviously in the Godzilla suit again, doing his work, showing off this hate.
They're after my bootlegs.
I was just like, who's hopefully no one gets squatted. That's definitely scary. Yep.
All right,
rip.
both of them, yeah.
Yeah, man.
You miss them
So-
greatly.
I guess that's it for me. I think the cast is really, really good. What do you guys think? Do you think? Well, Matt kind of already explained it. So, Joseph, what do you think about our cast here?
Yeah, they're fine. They're great. I think it's because of the English dub. They just made me think that, terrible acting. But no, it's really just the dubs. That's just awful.
I would say the sub version of the film definitely shows that the actual acting off a bit better.
Yeah.
There's still some
Mhm.
obviously some cheesiness with it. I mean, it's a Godzilla movie. It's a B film, so there's
Mhm.
always a little bit of cheesy, but it's not as bad. Godzilla's Revenge, even if it was just ever again. Yeah, that's true.
Does the transfer on the Blu-ray look better than the DVD? Because I think the
very
DVD is
much.
ripped from a laser disc. I don't know.
The DVD film of Ghidorah is garbage. I don't know what is going on there. I
feel like
agree.
they cropped it.
Yeah.
Hopefully, whenever Toho does a 4K remaster of the Heisei films, it looks a lot better.
If they do
Because
it.
I think
Can't wait for that.
I think the Japanese Blu-ray has a very odd yellow tint to it. Because that happened with my Destroya Blu-ray. So I don't know. Maybe it's an old transfer that they could use. I don't know.
Maybe. I did notice that me and Matt were kind of talking about it when we were watching the films together, but not together. 89 and 91 have such a different vibe. And one of the things I noticed about it is like the way that it's filmed and the way it looks on the screen. Like there's a huge difference between how 91 looks and 92 looks, in my opinion.
Really?
I don't know if it's like a filter, but it's got that late 80s, early 90s grain. And then once you get to the 92, at least when it comes to like the TriStar Blu-ray the TriStar Blu-rays or the Sony Blu-rays, excuse me, not
Sony,
TriStar.
yeah.
The Sony Blu-rays 92 and on loses it, but it's on the 89 Kraken release and it's on the 91, and it sets off such a different vibe.
Kraken 89.
Yeah, the Kraken release 89. Is that who?
It was
Who's-
Miramax.
Miramax, but it has a movie called The Kraken on it. Never mind. Excuse me.
Oh yeah, the free double feature movies.
Yeah, I have the free double feature movies, so that's why I get confused. Sorry, guys. We just so much stuff happened before stream. Like I woke up just on time. We did that unboxing. We're all good. I was in the mindset, and then bathroom flooded, internet problems. Like we are just like lost all my
Doing it
vision here.
live.
But we continue on through. So the character's good. Scripts, I mean, script's all right in this film. I mean, it's at least through the subbing, if the subbing and dub are very laid back and goofy, I would guess that the actual Japanese script isn't too crazy. So it's pretty good. Is there anything about the script that you guys want to talk about? Any memeable lines that this movie just has an infinite amount of that you guys want to talk about? Maybe like a favorite line or two.
Kind of easy to pick from.
I'm sure we're all gonna say, "Take that dinosaur." Like honestly, that's like one of the best
wait,
lines.
no, I got one. I don't know what it is about this one line, but it's when the main character opens up his ramen noodles and he's like, some food at last. It always makes me laugh for some reason.
It's a vibe. It's so true. Like I'm like that at work when I go on break and I have ramen. I open mine up. I'm just like, yes, finally. Even when I'm not hungry, I'm just like ramen or fake American ramen, but ramen nonetheless.
Mm-hmm.
Joseph, what's a line in this film that you like?
A dinosaur's attacking our boys. Said in the most monotone voice ever.
I'll admit, in the Japanese version of the film, those characters are still in English.
But it sounds a lot better.
It's a little bit better, but it is almost the same. It's almost the same. Like he's got a little bit of oomph. Like he's like the one where I noticed the difference is a dinosaur. Like the English dubbed version actually has like some character, but in the Japanese version, it's just like, what, a dinosaur? And it's just like, it's so flat, but it's so goofy.
Right, yeah.
One thing, and it's not necessarily the script, but the script is also like the layout for how the actors and actresses are supposed to act. M11 is just so weird in this film. Like, it's the way they make him an android, so they have him not acting human, but he's also acting human. So anytime he does like the Terminator smile thing, he does that Arnold does in one of the newer Terminator films, and it's just goofy looking. He does that all the time. Like he's picking up the car and he's just like sussily staring at both our main protagonists in the car, just like it's just goofy. I like what it's goofy. And then the sub version, he's speaking English 50% of the time. So it's like sometimes he's in English and sometimes he's in Japanese. And it's just like interesting. Terminate who? Yeah. M11 is peak. Who's your guys' favorite character in this? If you had to break it down. I want to talk about the cast a bit more. I feel like we go through the cast so quick, so I want to focus on the cast.
I'm gonna go with M11.
M11, okay.
I love the run
M11
so much.
Or Shindo.
It's so odd and just geez, that Flesh
Cheesy.
has got nothing on him.
Excuse you. Hello, Bulldog.
Ooh, I'm
all right, everyone.
you.
Come here, Tater. Just a
Special guest.
We got a special guest, our own
talking
King Ghidorah.
We were talking about M11, and he appeared.
Tater.
Tater's M11.
I love the smile. Tater, what do you think about M11?
Oh, that's what that snap was? Okay. 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 I'll try to make this stream quicker so we can deal with that. That's not good. God, this place is a piece of shit. Sorry. Our front door just broke, I guess, while we were streaming as well. So now I don't have a door handle. It just fell off. It just cracked in the middle of the door handle. So it's broke. So we don't have a door handle right now.
That's crazy.
So someone could just walk into our house. Wonderful. All our pipes aren't working. Yay. Get off. What are you quoting down in there? Godzilla, get off my home. You. That seems charged a little bit.
Dang.
I'm not gonna. We're just gonna
move on.
You guys are goofy. I do like M11 though. I do. I think Mickey's my favorite character though. That actress does really well at her job at acting. That was kind of a weird way of putting it. She does a really wonderful job as an actress in this movie. And then I feel like it's between her and the reporter because they both like, besides like the semi like kind of incest thing that's kind of going on, it's okay. It's okay. You know, there's some love vibes a little bit in there, and they're like, what, 4 times removed grandparents. So that's kind of a little weird, but like, you know, at least it's 4 times removed
no.
in the future, 4 or 5 times. So that's kind of cool, I guess. I don't know if I want that to be my quote. Joseph, what's the next? What were you going to say that's a little off topic?
Oh, we were talking about the English actors from the Japanese version getting dubbed in the English dub, which reminded me of King Kong versus Godzilla.
Yeah.
Because I guess the U.S. ship and the helicopter dudes, they were dubbed, but ironically, they sounded worse in the Japanese version. But in the English dub, they sounded more natural.
Interesting. Well, it is easier to line up lip flaps, which is easier to then match emotion. But yeah, that's kind of weird. It must be just like how the audio file's sent. It must be all the vocal lines when they process it, hand it off. It must be all one track, so they're not able to cut out people's voices and then put in their own. So they must have, not because they really wanted to, but had to do. When I realized my future crush is my great times 10 granddaughter.
Oh my gosh.
And then the guy literally goes and gets married at the end of the film. And it's just like, what's going on here? You silly, silly reporter. Definitely a 90s like love plot where it's like someone comes in, something goofy, starts getting feelings done, and then you find out that they can't be compatible one way or the other, and then just moves back to the old love interest. You know, that is a very 90s plot. I noticed in a lot of like American movies it happens a lot. So it's funny that Japan kind of took a note from there, which I'm sure it's probably the same there. It's just cheating was a whole big thing in the 90s. So. Don't approve of that, guys. Okay, so sorry, the door handle coming off my door has just got me all sorts of messed up now. But let's move on to the tokusatsu portion of this. So we're going to talk about the kaiju and the actual the action. What do you guys think of the effects overall? Not just Godzilla and Ghidorah, but just like overall, like even the ships flying. Like one thing I noticed, and I don't know why I didn't notice before these last 5 rewatchings, the plane scenes look really, really good when they're flying in the air and they're actually using props, or when Ghidorah's chasing the jets. Actually looks really cool, and they do different things that they hadn't done at the time, probably due to just the limitations of the Showa filming. You know, the Heisei films were showing the modern advancement of filming and direction and choreography. There's just some really beautiful looking scenes where anytime the spaceship, the time machine is on screen, it looks good. It looks like a huge big prop, and I love it. I love it. What do you guys think? Joseph's muted, so I guess Matt, do you want to go first?
Ghidorah's first scene is beautiful. Oh my god. That destruction scene is between the plane chase, destruction, it's gorgeous.
I can definitely say that's probably one of the best destruction scenes in a Godzilla movie, period. I think that's right up there in some of the top.
Yeah.
Especially when you're looking at it tokusatsu wise, because now we have Shin Godzilla -1. You could technically throw in the loop, but I would still say Ghidorah holds. Joseph, what do you? Or Matt, you were still talking. I'm sorry. Go right ahead.
Oh no.
Oh.
Oh no, not again.
Oh.
Oh wait, he's coming back. He's back. Yay.
He's almost back. Is he back?
Am I good?
Yep, you're good. He's
your fading in and out, but he's fine with the mic.
But your voice is fine. There we go.
You're good.
This is kind of, I don't know if this is, I guess, tokusatsu, but the final battle with the humans and the future people with the space laser guns, and M11 doing all of his sneaking up top of the machines. It's a whole fun sequence there. I love all that. And then when Godzilla finally blows up the ship once they're teleported, that was
This is
also
such a good scene.
peak.
Peak. Easy peak. Joseph, what about you? Like,
The
overall.
explosions really gave me show vibes because there was just a lot more when you compare it to 89, which I
Yeah.
think was a more stripped back in explosion wise. It was there when it was necessary, but
Mhm.
Ghidorah, King Ghidorah 91 just went all out with the explosions, especially
Yeah.
especially when the Dorats replaced King Ghidorah or Godzillasaurus, and now that's basically the new Godzilla in that timeline. And it just started exploding or destroying Japan.
That scene holds up very well. Which, we didn't talk about it in plot. I'll just make it here. This movie plot holes. When they come back after Ghidorah's switched with Godzilla, it makes no sense that everyone remembers Godzilla and doesn't remember every event like it's actually Ghidorah. So that's a little bit of a plot point. That did kind of irk me a little bit. I don't know why. Every time I watched it, I was like, kind of annoys me a little bit. That kind of annoys me a little bit, but just a little nitpick thing. So. Yeah, I definitely say like that Ghidorah destruction scene is one of the best. Period. Including all the eras combined. I think that's one of the better ones. One of the other destruction scenes that doesn't involve kaiju fighting that I really like. I love Godzilla walking through Tokyo before the final battle at night. It's got like that red lighting on him. Yeah, where he trips. Like that whole sequence is really beautiful looking. Not
Shinjuku,
because,
right?
yeah, Shinjuku and he destroys Tokyo Tower. It's not necessarily because, like, it's a crazy choreograph scene. Like, I would say choreograph wise, it's less than Ghidorah's, but it just shows the attitude change of Godzilla in this film.
Mm-hmm.
Like, especially looking at how he is in 89, where he's not super pro destruction. He's kind of just there to destroy Biollante, and he does destroy stuff on his way, but he's not like going out of his way to destroy everything like he is in this film. So like the red visuals they're using and using the fire and the explosions on him to paint him red is super, super cool. And just seeing his utter brutality on just the buildings. And then he trips like a silly boy into the ground. He busts through one of the defense shelters with his foot, and then he trips, and that's kind of funny.
I thought it was a subway.
It's a subway that leads into, because that's I think how Japan works. A lot of their emergency routes are through the subways. Godzilla slamming Ghidorah by its tails is one of my favorite Heisei fight moments. That both fights between Godzilla and Ghidorah and Godzilla and Mecha King Ghidorah, I think, are like some of the Heisei's best. Honestly, like it's interesting how they don't do a hug battle. Like they do a little bit, but then they don't, and they use the fact that both suits aren't super mobile to their advantage. Like Ghidorah choking out Godzilla, something that was done in Showa, but it's still really cool to see that they continue doing it. And then Mecha King Ghidorah having all of his clamps and stuff, just all the beams and attacks. Ghidorah, I'll reduce you and this entire planet to dust. Godzilla, you fool. Yeah, it's definitely like a Frieza moment, except then it gets flipped with Mecha King Ghidorah, which is an interesting moment. Joseph, what do you think of the Godzilla versus Ghidorah? Let's separate it by battles. Otherwise, this stream's going to be 30 minutes, and I don't want it to be 30 minutes. What do you think of the first Godzilla versus Ghidorah battle?
Which one was that again? Was it like when he just resurrected? Like
There's only two fights, Joseph. Only two Godzilla fights.
I haven't seen the movie in years.
That's Godzilla versus normal King Ghidorah before he's Mecha. Hi, King Godzilla.
That's fine.
It's fine.
Yeah, that's really all I have to say because I haven't watched any of the battles in so long.
Always gotta watch the film before these, Joseph. Naughty.
No, I'm going in blind.
Matt, what do you think of that?
I'd rather watch
battle?
Space Warriors 2000 over this movie.
I will fart on your
Oh,
head.
good.
I will fart on your head.
So I'm not even a huge Heisei fan to begin with. So,
Hater.
and a big issue with it is I'm not really fond of the Heisei battle style that kind of plagues most of the other movies.
Yeah.
This one doesn't really have that issue until Mecha King Ghidorah, and even then, they kind of like, it makes sense, it works, so I can't complain. But that first fight with Ghidorah is fun. It's so fun because when you see Ghidorah, he's kind of a beam spammer, right? But in this movie, he slams his legs in his face, steps on him, chokes him out. It's great. I think
Pulls a
Godzilla gets him back by
Titanosaurus.
swinging him on his tail, like someone said in the comments, just slamming him up and down and blowing his head off. That's fun. Really fun.
It is fun. The battle damage in this film is like
Yeah.
some of the best. Ghidorah getting just creamed. Both fights just gets annihilated. Mecha Godzilla 93 versus Mecha King Ghidorah. Who would win?
Interesting.
Mecha Godzilla.
Mecha
I was gonna
Godzilla.
say Mecha Godzilla because he
I-
killed Godzilla technically.
I don't even think he needs the Garuda pack. I don't think he has to be super. I think he's just overall probably a better fight because he's got armor. Godzilla's heat ray has troubles piercing it in the beginning before Godzilla gets supercharged by Rodan. So it's reflective, and then it charges the belly button beam, which I feel like would be really effective against King Ghidorah, since he's not super mobile, so super easy to hit. And then he's got his grapples. And the grapples pretty much prove that any organic kaiju pretty much can't fight that because he can just target the brain and kill you. So probably I would say Mechagodzilla. You don't. Matt, you're being called out in the comments. You don't like the Heisei.
Oh no, you're being called a monkey. Oh no.
Oh, that makes me think it is Danny.
Sorry, I'm a Showa elitist. I apologize.
Showa for life.
Yes. We like we all have our personal opinions on the eras, It's all good. It's all good here. But Matt does love 91, so there's a start. So with that, we'll flip to the Mecha King Ghidorah fight quick. What do you guys think of that fight? It's quicker than the Ghidorah fight, the first
Doesn't do
Ghidorah
much
fight.
for me.
The one thing, and once again, me and Matt were talking about it, the thing that I like about that fight, the fight itself isn't crazy. It's the set for that fight, I think, is one of the best sets in the Heisei. Just Godzilla walking through, and one of the very only times they allow buildings to actually be larger than Godzilla, and they use that as a choreographical, like they're using the building, so they're doing high angles looking down at Godzilla. They're swooping kind of through the buildings. It's a very beautiful set. I'd love to see that set redone and maybe as a display, but I don't know if the Heisei suits are still around. I know a few of them are gone.
I think the Space God, no, the 94 suit is still around.
I think because they had multiple 94 suits. So I think the movie and the promotional one's still around. Alex Sawyer, hey, how's it going, buddy? How's it going? I saw your box stay this morning. Congrats on the GMK Spiral Toys. Congrats, man. It looks really good in hand. The blank Safubi. But yeah, I personally, the fight itself isn't crazy, but the choreography, the filming, and the actual just the set is what takes me away from that final fight. Joseph, what do you think?
I feel like it's more claustrophobic than the first battle, because I guess with the first battle you have a like, I guess, large field. It has atmosphere to it, but with the second one, with Mecha King Ghidorah, you got a lot of buildings, and so you could already know, you probably should know that like probably effects is not all that much. There's probably some budget restrictions, and there's not much you can do with that.
Yep.
And yeah, I really just prefer the first one over the second one, from what I remember, at least.
That's fair.
I do like the introduction though, where I guess this also started like a trend where you see the monsters in some big backlight, I guess you call it.
So
Hmm.
yeah,
Like they're
Yep.
panning up, showing the new monster reveal, like they did
Yeah.
with the
the Ultraman
Mechagodzilla.
effect.
Yes.
Yeah, the
That.
Mecha King Ghidorah like actual reveal where it's just boom, boom on the legs, showing all the mechanical bits. Yeah, that
Yeah.
is whenever Toho does that, it's nice, and they do it quite a bit. I mean, the Heisei, almost all the kaiju, Destroya doesn't. Space Godzilla has like a mini version of it, and Mechagodzilla kinda.
No, Mechagodzilla does it. Yeah.
Yeah, Mechagodzilla does as
I
well.
don't think Mothra did it, no, because she and Batra were flying mostly.
Yeah, and then Mogera didn't.
No,
Nope.
Mogira was just flying through space.
The intro. They got the intro on it.
Uh-oh. We lost video. There
That's
you go.
weird. Sharktopus, my internet just really crashed on me. I guess it's just all of us today. Internet's bad. It's the what are the solar flares
Solar
that
flares, yeah.
which we
Yeah,
were
but
kind of
you
warned
never
in
know.
advance.
You could probably look outside if you have clear skies right now. You might have northern lights.
It looks pretty cloudy for me. The high pre-evolved. Uh-oh. High talk pre-evolved Godzilla. You mean re-evolved was mid. It
Ooh,
didn't change
speaking
all
of
that.
which, what are your expectations for the Haya 91?
Oh, you know what? I'm
Mm,
down to talk with that. I don't have it on pre-order, but I will say it's almost there.
I don't know what to say.
It looks good.
Mm.
It's gonna feel cheap. So
Do we think it's going to be a step up from the 91 SH Monsters? Because I think that one was definitely just a cheap marketing trick because they just used the, I guess, 89 head and just changed this, buffed up the body a bit. I don't know. That's from the promotional photos. That's what I saw.
naughty Joseph. The figure's completely remolded.
Really?
Yep,
Not from
it's a whole new
my
build.
eyes. That's
Yep.
crazy.
Probably the only thing, and I haven't owned the 91 yet, so don't quote me on that.
Fake fan, fake collector,
But
fake fan.
I think the only thing that was reused is the tail. Otherwise, everything else was new. And the head sculpt was different. No, I saw someone on Facebook pull off that head, the 91 head, because the paint on it's a little bad, and they put on the 94, excuse me, not the 94, the birth version head on it.
Rebirth.
The Rebirth 95 Godzilla head, and it looked. Whew, it didn't look suit accurate to 91, but it looked like 92 and 93 a little bit. So
The 91 has more of a shark-esque look, I guess.
yeah, he's definitely more cranky, just a tad bit slim. I would say that's true as well. I think the Haya, it's very close, but it's a little thin. It's a little thin, and then the head is too flat, in my opinion. From what I saw, people were using the one promotional photo that's literally a shot from the movie. The proportions are just slightly off, but I think it'll be good. You know, I also think you can't really compare the 91 Monster Arts and Haya, not because it's Monster Arts and Haya, but because it's the two different 91 suits, so they're gonna look a little different anyways.
I got a question.
Yes, sir.
What do you think of Godzillasaurus? Like, imagine the people in 91 figuring out Godzilla's origin for the first time.
Oh, we
Like,
are
seeing
getting
him
there.
pre-mutated.
We are getting there, Joseph. In fact, I think that is the perfect, unless Matt has more on the Haya 91.
I have no horse in that race. I'm not going to start anything.
Perfect. Then this is the perfect opportunity to talk about Godzillasaurus, because I think the one thing from my rewatches that I learned, I love the Godzillasaurus design. I've always loved it, but like I really, really love it.
Did they reuse a kaiju roar? Because I swear that I heard Gamera's roar in like within Godzillasaurus scenes.
It's got like the same like high thrill like pain scream that
Yeah.
Gamera does, but I don't think it's Gamera's specific roar. But it could be a reference to.
Let me search it up.
Search it up.
Matt, what do you think about
That
the
always threw me off.
lizard?
Yeah,
Mhm.
the
I love
roars.
Godzillasaurus.
Show us your figure.
I don't have one anymore, but Matt does because he has the memorial box.
Oh, it's a mix of Rodans too.
Yep.
It's somewhere. I'm not even digging for it.
How many Heisei kaiju have Rodan's roar? Rodan, Batra, and Godzillasaurus. Really?
Yeah. Batra, yeah, I
Hmm.
remember now. Yeah, Batra has a lot.
Batra's literally just
It's kind of
raw
like King.
Rodan roars.
It's kind of like King Caesar, who had King Kong's roar, and Varen, who has the grunts of 54 and 55.
Yep. Very true. Also had and Ghidorah has a moment where it uses an edited Rodan's roar. Yeah, that's true as well. That is right. Toho
Yeah.
cheaping out
They
during
say
the
loves
Heisei
Rodan.
times. Yep. Okay, now that one is pretty much Gamera, except it sounds like it's slowed,
Yeah.
and then it's slowed, but then put back into its regular time
Oh, hang
speed.
on.
That's just Gamma right there.
It's
Yeah.
just lower. It's just slightly lower. They
It's
just
just
Toho
a
effects it.
poorly edited at
Yeah.
the end. It's just like a cut. They didn't
Uh-oh. Joseph's audio. Solar flares. Krillin and Tien Shin Han and Goku need to stop training right now because they're ruining our internet
help. Can you
because they're
hear
using
me?
the solar flare. Yep, we can hear you.
Okay.
Are the
I was gonna say, die about him or Toho using the gamma roar.
well, noises can't be then Space Godzilla has Gigan's roar edited.
Really?
Yeah. Yep. Yeah, it's
Yeah, so
it's
watch
in
this.
there.
I have to review this soon. This is interesting.
Yeah, Heisei really likes to just edit their roars and other kaiju's roars. which is fun. It's cool. I'm down with it. But yeah, Godzillasaurus, like that whole sequence. Personally, I think that's maybe my favorite scene from the film. Is that whole the Godzillasaurus scene, that World War II time travel. Very very nice. Set looks good. Shindo's character is just like the actor is just going balls to the wall and doing exactly what I want him to do.
Mm-hmm.
Which, as Joseph shared something before the stream started the first time,
Yeah. Can I say it?
those scenes when brought through to America and probably other places really almost showed like a pro Imperial Japan vibe, which isn't true overall with the film. But
How
those
it
scenes,
was anti-American, anti-US.
anti-US, which to be fair, like
From a certain point of view, I could see where they're coming from, but like within the context of Godzilla, they missed the point, I guess.
well, it's like it's a scene from World War II, so it kind of has to be like from the side of the, Japanese mainly.
Right.
So like it kind of has to be anti-American because that's from their POV. That's how it is. That's historically accurate.
Mm-hmm.
Even if Japan was in the wrong at the time, which is also true. Which is the general's character makes a lot of pro-imperial comments, but that fits the timeline, so that fits. And then he becomes the prime minister after, and he, in the movie at least, not historically, and then Japan's peaceful. So it showed there's this mini arc that I feel like that newsletter and that idealism loses out. It's the fact that in the movie, because Godzilla is killed by the US, I feel like Gendo is pushed to become more peaceful and more united, sort of, with other countries to drop the imperialism. Besides the actual reason why they stopped the war, but I think that's like a personal idealism clash for him, and I think that's shown all the way up to his death, which probably scene number 2. It's I think it's still one of the saddest films and all, or saddest scenes in a film across all the films is the Godzilla killing the prime minister. It's pretty sad. It's also, is that the first time Godzilla cries? Physically?
Yeah, I think so. Cause yeah, in Destroyer, Mickey mentioned that he's crying even though he was like roaring after Junior died, quote
Yeah.
unquote.
But we don't see tears. But he's also so hot that
Probably vaporized.
yeah, probably vaporized. But that 91 is the first scene where you actually see Godzilla crying, which is pretty crazy. It's pretty crazy that Godzilla remembers, like, that scene's just kind of wholesome.
And that scene
And
kind of
then-
like shows the trick work that went into in the 91 suit as well, because they made like a half body animatronic, I guess, because they didn't want to deal with the whole Cybot situation all over again. Because oh gosh, who knows if that would have been functional then.
And then we would have had a very goofy looking 91. We would have had 3 91 designs. Let me catch up on comments here quick. Alex Sharktopus Von Jr. posted, I'm bad at picking up on roars. No, it's difficult. Like, I didn't realize it up until, the last like 4 years. And that's kind of why, I like watching subbed, and, now with -1, I like without watching with subs because I pick up on some of that stuff. I'm a big sub watcher, anime and otherwise, but you do miss things paying attention to the subtitles. Like, unless you're watching on a small screen, you will miss things. And it's just kind of cool to go through these films, raw without subtitles, or just not paying attention to the subtitles and noticing some of those small effects or the audio side of it. Alex Sawyer mentioned, I love to have a Heisei Gigan and Megalon versus Godzilla using the 94 suit. I always thought Gigan and Megalon were better villains than in the Heisei era than Showa, but that's just me. It would have been, it's disappointing that we didn't get a live action Gigan and Megalon. I agree. But I also, we're kind of getting the Inheritor with the Gen Max animation. They're almost like Heisei continuations because it's all but confirmed implied that it's Godzilla Jr. grown up. So at least we're kind of getting it through Soul and Love, I think, because I feel like a lot of those fights also kind of feel Heisei-ish as well, except for the fact that it's CGI, so they're able to go a little bit crazier with it. An hour ago, some Florida lady called 911 because an alligator intrudes into her home. I get that feeling. Tater's pretty much a big alligator, so I get the desire to call 911, but I just wrestle him. Well, sayonara and arigato for the stream. Oh, thanks, man.
News. It looks like San Diego Comic-Con is going to have an exclusive SH Monster. It's 89.
Wait, what?
Yeah. They just dropped the photo. It has a charged up spines.
Oh, on Insta?
Yeah. Articulations here supposed to do.
You.
How dare you? I mean, I kind of agree because I prefer the light up one, the first release of 89.
Oh, just the standard. Yeah.
No beam. It's the standard with transparent spines or translucent spines.
Oh, okay, I see it. I see the rest of them too. Oh, people are going to be mad. People are going to be very mad. There's a Kakashi for the Naruto line that has looks like the Mangekyo eyes. People are going to be mad about that. And then Dragon Ball, it's Final Battle Jiren, Super Trunks, and a Goku on Nimbus with a Gohan in manga colors. We only have only one photo of it right now.
And it's in a collage photo, so it's going to be very poor.
There's the single
one.
one.
Okay, never mind. They posted the full one. All right, never mind.
Yep. So just one. So we don't know if there's a beam. I would guess, because it's San Diego Comic-Con, that there will be a beam.
If there was, they would have posted it.
Well, this is the post that just shows one photo of each. This is just the teaser. So they're not doing a full reveal yet. They're just showing us what the options are. So they're just showing that this is it. I wonder if those are going to be translucent. They almost look like they're lit up. So that's cool.
No.
That is not who I thought it would be. I thought we would get Beast Glove Kong, so they just proved me wrong. So that's
right.
cool. I might have to get that. Oh, there's the collage photo from Articulation Series. Yeah, I might have to get that if they do the retail thing through Amazon again. Otherwise, I'm not gonna spend like $120 on it. I wasn't crazy on that figure, but mine was super tight. It felt like it was gonna break every second. So not in a rush, but it looks good enough. It looks good enough. Well, that's fun info in the middle of the stream. Cool. Where were we? What were we talking about? We're Godzillasaurus.
Let me go back to Shindo real quick.
Yeah, let's go back to Shindo. Okay. What's up?
So I see people like to debate that 91's pro-nuclear. I don't see how, considering Shindo's villainized throughout the entire movie for having a nuclear submarine, and he basically accepted his fate because of it. I mean,
Yep.
doesn't seem pro-nuke to me.
Oh, okay. So off topic, but it looks like we got like a confirmation, I guess, with our little Wi-Fi troubles. It says that the sun unleashed the most powerful solar flare of the current solar cycle at x8.79.
Oh shoot! So yeah, there you go. That's why we're all kind of having issues. I would really like an '89 Godzilla. I do a thing where he's smaller than the other figures. Yeah, because he's supposed to fit in scale with Biollante, so that's why he's a little bit smaller than the rest. It's the same thing with 91. I believe 91 isn't as small as 89, but it's still a little bit smaller.
I feel like the head is small, that it just doesn't fit the rest of the body.
Burnout on 89 and 91s, 94 and 93s. I understand why they don't do 93. Honestly, I don't see the changes between 92 and 93 too much, besides that he slims down.
It's kind of chubbier, I guess.
But 94 definitely needs more figures. Like, I agree with you there, Alex. Like, I'm hoping for a Yuji Sakai 94 this year for the anniversary, which I do think is probably going to happen here. So 91 through 95 is 100 meter. Yep. And then 89 is 80 meters. So technically, Monster Arts wise, 89 does fit in scale. He's just slightly, he looks a little small compared to everything else.
For 93, they could do like a Resurrection Goji, like a glitter Goji.
Yeah. And there's actually already there's two X plus 93s. So the Yuji Sakai one did not have the Resurrection paint job. It just had a atomic breath. I want a Sakai 94 so badly. It's my favorite suit. I mean, it's the main Heisei suit. It's the one that's on, or, up until Shin was the promotional suit. It was 94 on all the logos and stuff. So yeah, I would guess that we're probably going to get some 94 this year. They're just waiting. It's kind of like how we've gotten a little bit of Space Godzilla, but we haven't gotten a lot of Space Godzilla yet. Like, I'm still expecting some Space Godzilla as well.
If you really want to, I guess, delve into figures of Space Godzilla and Gedo Goji, Bandai just reissued their old Bandai molds, but with a brand new paint. And I think they're available on HLJ right now.
Yep, they're still in stock. They'll be out next month. End of the month, I believe. Or it's either the end of this month or end of June. I can't remember.
So there you go.
So there they are. Yeah, the Space Godzilla, I think, is one of the better looking Space Godzillas out of the Movie Monster series. And then 91 gets a reprint, which is good because that figure
was already getting hard to find. $100 for just the original one is crazy to me.
Yep. He sold out like that. Yeah. Which, to be fair, it's a really good mold. Like, I think it's one of modern Bandai's best Godzilla molds. So, and just overall Bandai, I really do like that 91. But $100 for it is crazy.
Muto.
Yep. Matt, continue on with Shindo, please. Or were you
already?
Oh, okay. Yeah, and I would agree with Matt because I have seen that discussion brought up. It's been a while since I've heard anyone bring that up, and you could say at the beginning of the film he is, because he does have a nuclear sub, but then he reaps what he sows by, although it's good that they made another Godzilla, they ended up making Godzilla larger and more aggressive because it was even
better, stronger,
better, faster,
Everything
stronger.
in this movie was villainizing nuclear stuff in general. I mean, yeah, we brought Godzilla back, but now he's twice the size and he's pissed off. And now we need to go back to the future to get Mecha Ghidorah to help us. Like,
And I would say the same exact point for the pro-imperialism. It shows like in the past with the pro-imperialists, and then Godzillasaurus ends up dying, and then they all feel bad about him dying.
mm-hmm.
So then they retreat, and then around that time that they retreat, a certain 2 bombs are dropped, and then Japan pulls out of imperialism, or at least trying to take over everything, and then Japan does what it does to rebuild itself. I believe they kill their imperial emperor. I believe is how it goes, history goes. So I understand where people can start with that thought, but if you don't finish the film, like kind of Matt and I and Joseph are kind of agreeing on, it's the film then turns it. The consequences happen to those characters, especially with Shindo. I think he's full circle.
I could bring out what the director said about that scene.
Oh, yes,
if you want
please.
me
Yes.
to. You can talk right now. Let me see.
Sheer longevity.
Where is it?
The clip is being
Here you
played.
I was going to say earlier, Tanner.
Oh,
Mhm.
sorry. Go ahead.
All good.
Alright.
I was going to harp on your statements about the Ghidorah, the Mecha Ghidorah battle set. I don't remember what city it takes place in.
Shinjuku. I think
The
that's
final
where.
fight?
The final one is Hokkaido, isn't it?
Yeah.
Ooh, let me see.
Yeah, that set is gorgeous. So I don't like that fight, right? It doesn't do much for me. It's everything else, like the build up to it. I love hearing that kind of buzz in the air before Ghidorah shows up, or Mecha Ghidorah. And you get that POV from the sky. You see Godzilla. Love that shot. I love,
just as
like
a quick,
you said, the buildings tower over him.
Yep, it is Shinjuku, by the way. So.
Oh, it is?
Yep, the Monster Arts is based off the Mecha King Ghidorah fight, and the Monster Arts is labeled Godzilla 1991 Shinjuku Battle version, and then the Mecha King Ghidorah is Shinjuku Final Battle, or Shinjuku Final Battle version, I think is what they call it. So, but please continue, Matt.
And then also, I'm thinking of the scene with the 2 reporters that got caught up in the mess. I think they died with Godzilla walking through the building they were in.
Yes.
Reporters.
Huh.
Yep. When
yeah,
they're
2 guys that ran in.
Funny how that's one of the, I don't want to call it a cliche because it's not a bad thing. That happens a lot in Godzilla movies. Reporters being in the wrong space at the wrong time, especially in buildings. And then Godzilla walks through it or slams his tail into it, or Godzilla just nicks it with his foot and then the building comes down like in
I think
-1.
89 did it best with that, I guess, cliche, because the guy in the military, he put, what was it called? Something that warmed up Godzilla or cooled him out.
Oh,
It was
shot
in
him with
89. He shot him directly in the throat or whatever, and he said, smoking's bad for you. Or no, stick to smoking, something like that.
Take your medicine.
Yep,
Yeah, that I was reminding of the English dub. Remembering the English dub, but yeah, that's what it reminded me of.
That's one of the main, that's the brother, right? From 94.
I was talking about 89, but yeah.
Well, yeah, that's the reference in 94 that brings Yuki and the one female actress together.
Anti-nuclear bacteria, that one.
Yes.
Yep,
that's her brother / his best friend, which then starts off one of the plot threads of 94. Weird that we keep going back to Space Godzilla. I kind of hope that's the next film. I will praise 94.
All right, I got the clip ready, by the way.
Ah, okay. Play that audio, baby boy.
Okay.
But at the same time, they don't want Japan to become too strong and upset the world balance of power. So King Ghidorah is created to keep Japan in check. Director Kazuki Amori says this appeal to the Japanese survival instinct is not meant to be anti-American.
The movie is not especially anti-U.S. I just thought I'd try to picture the identity of the Japanese people.
Those who've seen it
That's pretty much it.
Yeah, like he sums it up, especially like the past scenes. Like that's how we were viewed back then. It's just how it is, you know. And then even today, like, we dropped 2 fucking bombs on their country, so you know, there's going to be contention there. That's just how it goes, you know. And that's in almost every single Godzilla movie too. Like primarily Shin, it's one of the main plot points in Shin. Even -1, it's the whole reason, or one of the reasons the U.S. gives that they can't help Japan fight off Godzilla in -1, besides also saying they can't attack because of the Russian subs being all, you know, spicy before the Cold War. AO from the overpopulated LA. Joseph, which news to credit that vocal clip? Which news station
This
reported?
this was uploaded by the H-Man, called
Okay.
Godzilla vs. King Ghidorah, CNN report, dated 1992.
CNN. Okay, so there's the sources. It's on
I'll
YouTube.
post it tomorrow for everyone can see.
Sweet, that'd be awesome. If you're not following Tokusatsu BTS on Instagram or Kaiju Fanatic on Instagram, you guys should do that. Links are in the description. But as Joseph said, he will be posting that clip. And obviously, we give credit here when it's due,
Yes.
because that's very, very important. Which is why I'm going to mention it again. I'm using IMDb for easy access to info, actors' names, not plot points. I've seen this movie more than enough. This film's pretty easy to go by. I might get some of the characters' names wrong, but there's just so many characters across the Godzilla universe. Admittingly, it sometimes can be a little jarring to remember everyone's names, and I'm not good at names anyways. I'm good at faces, just not names. So so there's that. Shoot, I guess let's move. Godzillasaurus was kind of a segue, and then we hopped over it. We'll move back because we kind of talked about Godzillasaurus. What do we think of the kaiju design? So there's 2 Godzilla suits here. What do we think of both of them? Because they both are pretty different. I should have grabbed photos to throw up on screen here for everyone. I apologize. I can actually do that real quick if you want. If one of you guys, Matt, what do you think of the Godzilla 91 suits? Or if you want to do one and then the other, it's up to you.
Picked the negative person here.
I cannot
Okay.
tell the difference between the two. Sorry.
Yeah, I can't, but I've only seen the movie once recently. It's been a while.
Oh,
But
this
regardless,
is-
I'm not huge.
Oh, sorry. I got so these are going to be the 2 X pluses, because Yuji Sakai has multiple releases for 91 and 89. So he's got both. He's got 2 91 figures, and there's an image on Google that has both of them next to each other. So I'll show
See
them.
what happened on your screen.
I did. It threw up balloons. This photo is from Cults 3D, is the site that the image is coming from, which this is probably a repost from someone else as well. So let me get it downloaded in here. Hopefully it's a JPEG. If it's not a JPEG, then I can't show it. Then we're just screwed. Oh, don't want to add the photo before that. That would be. So here's the 2 X pluses, but these are both by Yuji Sakai, so they're going to be almost 100% suit. Almost, yep, they're almost suit accurate. So these are the 2 scenes. So we have the Hokkaido landing version on the left, and then the Shinjuku final battle version on the right.
Okay. He has a bit more of a slouch.
He also gets a little fatter. The head.
The
head and the jaw area change
pointier.
a lot. Yeah, he gets super pointy.
And like the top of the head is a bit more narrow, I guess.
Mm-hmm. The tail almost looks like it's longer, but that might just be the poses. Yeah, the final battle version, chunky. He is chunky.
Matt, what were you gonna say?
Continue. Oh, that's the 89 on the left. Oh, what the heck? The site said it was both the 91s.
I think it's because they reused elements of 89, and the majority of it is 89 until they changed it completely.
Okay. Well, then that might be Hokkaido landing version on the right then, right?
Right.
Alex? I think that's actually the Hokkaido landing. Well, There went my example. We're going to take that off. Boom. There's the 89 and 91 differences, at least, for one of the suits. But so both of you kind of just like, you know, it's a good suit, not a bad suit. Just meh. Yep, that's the Sakai, but Sakai has two 89s and then two 91s as well in his line. Actually, I think he has three 91s, if I'm not mistaken. A Hokkaido, a Final Battle, and then he has a third one. He loves his Heisei Godzillas. Let's just be transparent about it. Yuji Sakai loves his Heisei Godzillas. I believe that's the Hokkaido. Okay. Yeah. Oh, sweet. Throw it up. Or you can. I would say you can send it to me, but my Instagram isn't updated on my iPad. I guess I'll just interject real quick. I like both suits. I think I like the aggressive tones of the latter suit for the Shinjuku suit. Pretty much, I believe, is how the community mainly focuses it. It's the Hokkaido and the Shinjuku suit. I really love the Shinjuku suit. I think they both look good, but the aggressive, more angrier tones is nice.
Matt, continue to what you were saying about 91.
Yes, please, Matt.
The Heisei Godzilla designs don't do much for me, which is again another wild hot take. But I like Ghidorah. I like Ghidorah's design quite a bit. It's not my favorite Ghidorah design by any means, but I like it. I still think the mains on Showa make it feel a lot more alien. Well, this isn't an alien, I guess, so never mind. Forget I said that. But
true.
Point is, Ghidorah is amazing. Mecha Ghidorah is cool. Godzilla, I mean, out of the Heisei suits, 91 is the one I prefer. I don't have a difference between the Hokkaido and Shinjuku. I like them both.
Okay.
But yeah, I don't like the Heisei Godzilla too much. I'm sorry.
So you're a fan of King Ghidorah. What do you think of Mecha King Ghidorah? Do you think it was a good mecha transition, I guess?
Yeah. You know, I still wish I could see like a full-on Mecha Ghidorah, like the Showa concept design with all three heads.
Yeah.
But I'll take it. I like it.
Okay. Joseph, what do you think of our four suits here? Godzilla and the Ghidorahs.
There's just something about the Heisei Ghidorah that I just don't really like. I think it's because I'm so used to Showa Ghidorah that I just miss how animalistic he looked, if you know what I mean. Because this one, I guess it's missing the fuzz around the necks, and that I feel like was a massive staple in Ghidorah, and I kind of am disappointed that the rest of the redesigns did not have that. Like a Grand Ghidorah or Kaiser Ghidorah, for example, he didn't have the fuzz around the peach, or around the neck.
Around the what? Hey, yo.
A peach around the neck or whatever. I don't know. I've heard people call it fuzz peach. It's a lot of different stuff, but yeah.
I think
Mega King Ghidorah was a cool concept.
Yeah.
And I think that was just an excuse so that they can bring in Mechagodzilla.
Very much so.
Yeah.
I think that's a good point. It probably was mainly just so they could have future tech, so they actually had something semi-realistic to fight Godzilla in the next film, or two films technically in the future. Since they build Super X2 out of it in 92, right? That's where Super X2 is.
Super X2 was in 89. Super X3 was 95.
95, never mind. I forget Super X2 was in 89. I don't know why.
Fake fan, baby man.
Fake fan. Adam's going to beat me on that one when we get to the 89 video or live stream. Kitagawa and his mechs, yeah, he just loves them. The Showa Mecha Ghidorah is an awesome concept. I vaguely remember it, but I'm going to have to, after stream, go back and look at that image. It's been a while since I've seen it. I can't tell if I like the super bodybuilder Heisei or lean muscle. Yeah. Mecha King Ghidorah, clunky. Everything else they added I like though. Yeah. I guess for the Ghidorahs, I do like the Heisei Ghidorah. Like, it's very dragon-esque. but I do agree not having the manes, the hair, super kind of a letdown. I feel like it is, and it's not continued. So hopefully, if
It was simplistic in design. That's what I meant.
okay, yeah, it's a good way. It's a nice breath of fresh air on it rather than just being a golden dragon. Hopefully, if -2 does happen, Yamazaki adds it, which I think he would if Ghidorah were to possibly be in
Did
the
Ride
film.
have it?
What?
Did Ride Ghidorah have it?
No,
Oh,
he did not. But Ride Ghidorah was only there for like 2 minutes and then blown apart, so it's all good. Got Ride Ghidorah
How
and
do you
Ride
guys
Rodan.
feel about
Oh.
green hair? Since the Dorats had green hair, I'm pretty sure.
Yes.
Hmm.
Definitely. Yeah,
So you're telling me Ghidorah was balding?
yeah.
Yeah.
Poor guy.
40 years
middle-aged.
into Ghidorah's reign of terror, and he lost his hair. Yeah. No bibbidi. Yeah, that's bibbidi bibbidi bibbidi. Yeah, that's a little awkward as well. Him losing kind of that iconic noise. Kingzilla, thanks for coming back. Washing dishes is good. I've got some to do after stream as well. Yeah,
I'm kind of off topic.
Oh yeah.
Yeah.
Speaking of Ghidorahs, it is kind of cool though how every Ghidorah is completely different. Like a whole new roar, completely new design. You bring Rodan back, same roar, similar design, but Ghidorah always gets a whole freaking like completely new do-over.
Yeah, same could be applied to Mechagodzilla with Showa, Heisei, and Kiryu.
Yep.
Yeah.
And 2021.
Oh, that too, yeah.
And Neo Player One. Oh, and obviously the wonderful, perfect design, the best Mechagodzilla ever in 2018, sitting on the edge of battle. And I'm not talking about the one that's only shown for 2 seconds. I'm talking about the movie Mechagodzilla. Yeah, the one that's in the movie. That's the best one. Definitely.
You think there were people complaining about why Heisei Ghidorah did not have his Showa roar back in the day? That's something I would like to imagine. Like, nothing changed. People would still complain about those small nitpicks that we continue to pry on with the MonsterVerse films.
I'm sure it's mentioned. Like, I'm sure Japanese fans, when the movie came out, and American as well, made comments about it. But then I also think about how Toho uses the Heisei Ghidorah design as like the main Ghidorah design. So I think people don't mind as much. Which is now kind of changing, mainly just because of how the suits have aged. Now it seems like GMK is almost the poster child because we're seeing the GMK suit so much.
Yeah, that's better preserved than Heisei.
Yeah.
I don't think Heisei. No,
well, it got
I
blown
think
up.
Heisei
So.
exists. Yeah.
The heads exist. Ooh, thanks, Alex, for sending over those photos for Concept Mecha Ghidorah. I will look at those after stream.
I sent the photo of the 3 X pluses.
Oh, sweet. On Insta?
Yes.
I will see if I can. I cannot. My Insta's broken. And if I change tabs on my phone, it will poop its pants. So, hot take, Cretaceous Ghidorah's favorite design. I think a lot of people actually agree with you on that. Over the last few years, I've seen a lot of people say that Cretaceous Ghidorah is one of their favorites. So, and then Calvin Mechagodzilla City, yeah, the best Mechagodzilla, obviously. I wish they would have had Mechagodzilla City turn into Mechagodzilla at the end of the film and actually have a brawl, but it would have just been a bunch of hugs again. So, except in CGI. So I guess that is how it is. No offense to the creators, it's just I already know because Ghidorah and Godzilla have a hug battle in the last film. I can't watch. It's going to be City on the Edge of Battle next week now because I said it because we're talking about it. I'm going to hate myself.
Can't wait.
I hate that film. I hate that film. It's like the only one I really don't like. Favorite Ghidorah is Death Ghidorah and Grand Ghidorah. I see the Ghidorah designs Heisei wise for Mothra are just like they went crack. They did a bunch of crack and they did peak. I think all the Ghidorah designs in the Mothra set are just the 3 designs are really good. So I agree.
Grand Ghidorah is beautiful. I would love to see Grand Ghidorah fight Final Wars Godzilla.
Oh,
Woo.
Welp, you're cursed. I am cursed. I mean, I'm just cursed in general. I mean, you know, it's just how I go. I bring it to me. So, okay. We kind of talked about effects already. Talked about the
Score.
suits, the actors and actors.
What sound design and
Sound design,
soundtrack?
yeah. The soundtracks, yeah. Matt, you want to start us off on that since you brought it in? I gotta add that to my notes.
Ooh. We were talking about sound effects yesterday, and I was telling you how different this movie sounds. So I'm pretty sure
Yeah.
it's the only Heisei or any movie in general where we're really dealing with future technology. I guess Final Wars 2.
Yeah.
But I mean, it's a classic 90s sci-fi movie with the little pew pew effects. The music is. I mean, I haven't watched all the Heisei movies in a while, but I remember this soundtrack being really unique compared to the other movies. Were the composers who composed this movie?
Fukabe.
Yeah.
Really?
Yeah, it's yeah. It was the first time since Terror that he came back, and then he did the other films until Space Godzilla, and then came back for Destroyer.
Yep. And then
Did a great job with
It's-
Ghidorah. I love that soundtrack.
the upgrades to his classic suits into what would become pretty much the Heisei versions of his Showa tracks. I'll agree with Matt here. Are just they're booming.
Mhm.
I feel like they are very like Ghidorah's theme in this. Is just this big, you know, and it helps it's in that destruction scene. You know, it goes back to that destruction scene, and what makes it so good is the effects are really good. The Ghidorah suit's pretty good. He's doing his thing with his beams, and then the soundtrack is just a big encompassing thing. It really adds to the fact that Ghidorah's like big bad, and they made a mistake getting Godzilla, you know, removed, and then they make an even bigger mistake by making Godzilla come back. But you know, I'll agree, Matt. It's the soundtrack itself is very good, and then all the weird, yeah, like all the futuristic, like the zooming when M11's like zooming around, or the it's such a little noise, the jetpacks whenever they're doing that, and it's like the
God, yeah.
they look bad. The scenes look bad, but the sound,
Yeah.
but the SFX with it for some reason is super iconic for me. Like it just brings me
I
back to
agree.
being 5, watching it on a VHS in the living room with my mom, forcing her to watch it for the 5th time that day. Like, he said Ghidorah
yeah,
theme.
that beginning sequence.
Yeah.
Um,
Oh,
sorry,
please,
my stream's
please.
so delayed, so I'm like talking 5 minutes
Oh.
out of everybody.
Sorry. No, please go ahead, Matt. Your floor is yours.
I was gonna harp on what you said about the nostalgia. That beginning tone with the piano when the movie starts is always. I remember just rewinding the movie for the 50th time, laying in bed for school, or going to bed for school, and then hearing that movie start all over again.
No, it is just them opening up on dead Ghidorah, also, or not dead, but dying Ghidorah in the future is pretty crazy as well. Interesting way to start the film off. Heisei Ghidorah theme makes my heart or make me throb my head like Ghidorah in this movie. Yeah, it gets the blood pumping. This theme. Joseph, what do you think about the SFX and the soundtrack, if you can remember?
Last time I remember, I feel like there was a lot of reverb and echo with the special effects. I think it's like surround sound. I don't know the audio tracks if they were in mono or stereo, but there was just a lot of weird ambiance to the sound effects. But the soundtrack itself, it's great. Like I mentioned before, I could only imagine how the Japanese audience felt hearing the updated Godzilla theme in this new era. Like, yes, finally, here's the new one. But I feel like it just went
iconic.
It went too slow. But then, like, I don't know if you guys noticed, but with the progression of the films, it got faster each time until Destroyer, where it's like the upbeat ending.
Yep.
Starting with
Yeah.
this, but it was just a slow build up, I guess. So
It's
yeah,
almost like the theme grows with Godzilla and the Heisei theme.
exactly. Yeah.
I don't hear it as much in between films, but comparing the theme from here to 95, it's definitely like it's definitely different. So I guess it's cool that it does change a little bit. I guess in Space Godzilla it's not quite that 95 as well. Yeah, you're right. Shit. Awesome. As an interesting note, I'm gonna have to watch through all the Heisei films in a
And
row.
then with the roars, I really just want to like think of it as a tribute because you wouldn't think that Toho would be that lazy to like recycle roars like Rodan and Gamera.
I feel like they would.
Mm.
I love Showa, but let's look at a couple movies that we can call Toho lazy on.
Yeah, I don't know. Maybe they're no. I was gonna say they were in a rush, but no, they had a full year to get their stuff fixed. So yeah, who knows? Maybe they were lazy. Maybe it was just a tribute to Gamera or Rodan. I don't know.
Maybe.
A teaser for Rodan coming 93. But yeah.
Yeah.
I feel like a lot of more effort could have been put with the roars, but it's good for what it is.
I like Godzilla's roar. Once again.
I can add that to my list of cons on the Heisei era.
Oh, Joseph gave more hate. More hate.
Hey, man, I'm just talking on a audio file.
Audio file.
Front of you.
That's fair. That's fair. Yeah.
How many of you have the record from well, what was the guy called? Wax Record.
Oh, the vinyl releases?
Yeah.
I don't
Matt, I
have.
know you have the Showa one, but I don't think anyone has the Heisei yet.
Not yet.
Heisei's were separate releases, yeah. I wish they'd done a box though. That could have been nice.
There is that collection of all the soundtracks on vinyl. That's what, $450?
That's the Showa one, yeah.
Oh yeah, that's just showing online.
And then you have the perfect soundtrack, which comes with part 1 of Heisei, I think.
Okay. Yeah, because I just have what iTunes has available, which throughout the years they've been slowly taking off the Heisei ones due to licensing. So I just have the best of 84 through 95.
I think Spotify has the full Ghidorah soundtrack.
Yep, Spotify has Ghidorah, but that's it. It doesn't have 92, 93, 94. I think they might have 95 as well, but I don't use Spotify, so.
They don't even have that. Wow.
Oh, they don't?
They only have the Showas.
Oh, so licensing for all the Heisei films must have changed. And that's why no one has it anymore. Disappointing. Toho, reach out to people. Get us those. I would love to have digital versions of all the soundtracks of all the movies.
84 is on here, though, so I guess that's something.
Okay. I can't remember if the iTunes store has it, and I don't know if Apple Music has it either. Uh-oh. Come here.
Yeah.
Come here, Slut Muffin. Come here. Come here.
Tater, what do you think about the soundtrack?
Tater, what do you think?
Tater, are you a Heisei fan?
Are you a Heisei hater?
Tater loves all Godzilla.
Are you
movies.
tired of endless laser beam fights?
Tater, what did you tell me before this? Oh, great. My glasses are all dirty now from your tongue. Oh, he wants to go. Never mind. Tater, what's one point of advice you would give the boys here in the group chat? What is it? Godzilla says you should fight your own battles, you know. Yes. That's Tater's voice. It's pretty much the Manila voice in my head. The
I'm
English.
never thinking about that now.
Perfect.
That's when I imagine Tater talking. That's the voice I hear. Is Godzilla says I should fight my own battles, you know, because he's not very bright. I love him, but he's like his dad. Not a lot of brains, just heart.
No, we're just our lumps. Smooth brain.
It's very smooth brain, very smooth, with love and respect, Tater. Which he knows. Stop sniffing over there. Hey.
With love and respect as he sniffs something foreign.
See you, Kingzilla. Thanks for stopping by, hanging out. Thank you. Yeah. Well, I guess with SFX and soundtracks done, is there anything else you want to talk about on this film? I feel like we're kind of reaching the peak of this film.
I think we're done. What do we expect? Do we expect the 4K release sometime soon, or do we expect Criterion to release theirs first? Because I feel like Toho's waiting on Criterion to do theirs, and then purposely release their 4K remaster after.
We get the Criterion 4K Blu-rays, or not 4K, just Blu-rays. Yeah, probably. I mean, next year we have to wait for the box set next year, anyways. So, because they're 3 of the films are still in copyright hell with Sony. They all end next year.
Destroy in Space?
I think so.
Because that Blu-ray is still easy to find, yeah.
I think so. They still have a few rights still left, or for
MG, yeah.
So, do you hear him?
I heard something.
Hey, you didn't hear his.
No.
He's chewing on a toy, growling right now because he wants attention. And because he's.
Oh, I heard it. I heard it.
Tough bulldog, aren't you? Tough.
It's just a little baby.
He's literally just a Godzilla. He's literally just a. Hey, whoa, be careful. He's just a Godzilla. There you go. That's louder. Oh my goodness, throwing your toy. Hey, woo, not on the cords, please. That would shock you. I don't care about replacing this. I just don't want you to get shocked. Excuse me. You. Go get it.
Lock him out.
I can't. I've got the lights in front of me. Oh, he's starting to zoom.
Oh no. What have you
I know
done?
he's staring at me with his bat eyes.
Waiting for the camera to get knocked.
That'll be the perfect way to end the live stream. It'll just be abrupt with him. But since we're at the end, we're kind of, besides Tater being entertainment, we're kind of out of discussion topics for 91. This is the perfect time for me to grab the next film. What do you guys think?
84.
It could be 84.
Space Warriors 2000. Space Warriors 2000.
Final Wars.
It can't be Space Warriors 2000 because that is not in my hat. So,
but it has Godzilla.
It has Godzilla. Zelda and Godzilla fuse. Hey yo.
Godzilla.
Okay, I'm sitting here. I'm
Final
just combing through them. Once again, these are all random.
I'm gonna go niche and say raids again.
I can't choose what is here. It's all random.
Raids again.
I saw the reflection of the year.
Raids again.
No, please don't. No.
City on the Edge of Battle.
No. Oh God. No. It's not City on the Edge of Battle, but it is Godzilla Planet Eater.
Oh no.
No.
Oh, it's less painful, but
it is less painful. And out of the 3,
the anime trilogy as a whole.
I don't think I would have enough time in a week, or I wouldn't have enough sanity in a week to watch all 3 films in a row, at least 3 or 4 times.
All right, Matt. Now's your chance. You can get the Malaysian DVDs.
I really do try to watch these films at least 3 to 5 times, at least a week, to prep for this, which you can't really tell because I'm just so mentally all over the place. Yaks in Chinese. Yeah. I'm not crazy. I almost thought it was Shin for a second. I was just like, uh-oh. The big episode, the big 5-hour live stream episode with Shin Godzilla. I'm gonna try to get a ton of people for Shin Godzilla, and it's gonna be a very long stream, guys.
It'll be Adam just shitting on the soundtrack.
No, because he's been watching Evangelion and he gets it now. Thankfully, he can appreciate it a bit more.
Sound from Shin Godzilla. Oh my gosh, Ano's a genius.
Sweet. Well, that's going to conclude episode 5.
On a somber note.
On a somber note. We have to watch another Ghidorah film, which is crazy, but it's Planet Eater, which has some of the best scenes in the anime trilogy, and some of the worst, in my opinion, and some of the best ideas, and some of the worst actual getting these ideas on the screen. There's just some stuff on this film I'm not crazy about. So hopefully y'all will join me next week and suffer with me live as I have to force myself to talk about this film. And maybe by the time we get to there, I'll have a new appreciation for it, which is the goal of these. I talk about the anime trilogy pretty negatively, but the goal of this live stream is to find a new viewpoint on these films and hopefully have a new appreciation, which so far has happened with all of them, in this series so far. So I'm interested to see if I'm going to like Planet Eater more or if I'm going to dislike it more. What I do know is that I'm very excited for it. As a reminder, guys, this Sunday I will be live, not here on the channel. It'll be on the Monsters with Attitude YouTube channel. I'll be interviewed over there by Adrian and I think a few of the other co-hosts on Monsters with Attitude. So go check that out. I'll post links and stuff on socials so you guys know where to go to watch it. So no 70th anniversary at this Sunday. Maybe next Monday or Tuesday. Maybe I'll pull Matt and Joseph on for me so they can be suffer with me, or maybe we'll have some different guests. We'll see. I could find someone who really hates the film. We'll see. But thank you guys for the awesome turnout. Thank you guys for sticking through with technical difficulties. That thanks is to my guests and you guys, the viewers. We got up to 12 viewers at one point here. That's pretty crazy. Thank you guys. So Calvin, thank you for watching. Kingzilla, Sharktopus Jr., Alex, thanks for watching. Who else? I know there's at least 2 more people. We had Nia. NC is kind of is the initials. Thank you for watching. I don't know how to pronounce either side of your name, so I do apologize. And we had Godzilla 54 fanatic fan forever as well. Thank you guys for watching. This is it. Kaijimi Addict signing out. Joseph, where can people find you on social media?
Instagram, Twitter, YouTube. Same name for everything.
Yep, that's all. Well, the Twitter's not in the description, but the Instagram and the YouTube are there in the links. We have one collab review out now on the UG Sky 84 Godzilla Store version, and in the future, the Cybot version of that review should also maybe be coming out. Joseph.
Yep.
He's been working on it.
Exciting.
I'm gonna try to upload it before Kaiju Brooklyn.
Oh, sweet. So be on the lookout for that. The best way to know when that comes out, besides following me and Joseph on social media, is subscribing to his YouTube channel. So you guys should go do that. Click the link in the bio.
Notification bell for more.
Yeah, click that bell for more. Matt, what are your socials? What do you got going on here, buddy?
Instagram's Kaiju Fanatic. YouTube's the same name. I keep saying it every stream that I'm working on it, but these boys are living proof that I am working towards it. It's gonna happen soon.
Yep. I can say Matt has worked on a few private YouTube videos just to test out kind of what he's doing. And Matt has got a very interesting style to what he's doing. And I can't wait for you guys to see it when it is ready. It might keep getting pushed back, but just remember, guys, he's going to have 2 sets of documentary or vlog footage for Japan that might see the light of day, maybe won't. I don't know what Matt's got a plan for.
I am going to announce that I am going to leak the footage and then be surprised when I suddenly deal with the consequences.
But Matt's got some interesting stuff. If vlog footage isn't there, figure stuff, unboxings, I know are part of what he's doing, and maybe some other things, and definitely streams. Once his channel starts, we can stream on his channel, because all these guys, same thing with Joseph, they all stream on my channel. So eventually I want to be streaming on these guys' channel. So be on the lookout for that, guys. But I think that's it. Anything else you guys want to say? Any love letters to 91 or Planet Eater or Tater, maybe?
Planet Eater.
Planet Eater.
Yeah, nothing
More like
to say to Planet Eater.
Tater.
More like
Planet Eater, Tater.
ass
They're both
eater.
connected.
They're all connected. Tater is actually the physical manifestation of Ghidorah. How about that? So, all right. Well, that's it, guys. Be on the lookout. Once again, follow these two. Links are down in the description and more friends that have been on the channel. And that's about it. Thank you all for watching. This is episode 5 closing out. Can't wait for episode 6.
Bye.
Can't wait for episode 6. I will see you guys in the next live stream. Bye,
I'm
everyone.
betting it now. Okay, never mind.
What?
Bye-bye.
Bye, guys. It's taking a while to close. Bye, guys. Bye. Sayonara.
I was gonna
Bye.
say at the end of next stream, it's gonna be City on the Edge of Battle.
Joseph, don't curse me
Yo.
like that.